it is time once again for another Chicago Bears pregame show right here on the Kanika Sports Channel. And yes, indeed, this is our final pregame show of the 2025 regular season for your playoff-bound Bears. And it will be a battle on the lakefront at Soldier Field against the Detroit Lions. We've got a great show for you today, everybody. We are looking at all the injuries ahead of this game. We are looking at Kenny's keys to victory. And we are looking at the odds and ends and looking at what Vegas and the poly markets say is going to happen in this game. But first, please do us a favor. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for our mascot, Frexy. Look at that pooch. She is just adorkable, and she is also a huge, huge, huge Chicago Bears fan, she told me.
She is.
Yep.
And thank you.
She cannot wait until 2:25 local time on Sunday, Nika.
Oh, do we have a countdown clock?
We do.
Nice.
All right. Well, it is time for a new year, and it is time for a new segment on the Kanika Sports Channel, everybody. Welcome to the X-Files. This is our new segment that is basically the old segment renamed. Well, we love finding these social media nuggets that get posted throughout the week and sharing them with people in one place, because we're always going to be looking at reactions from different people, whether it's media establishment figureheads, whether it's Coach Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, or whether it's just other people like us, other social media influencers, some that are further along in their careers and maybe a lot more well-known, but hey, that's the fun of it, right?
Sure.
Just to kind of see what the
landscape looks like.
Saying, you know, we used to do this on the news where we would interview people and bystanders about little different things.
We don't do that
and we
no
don't
more.
really do that anymore. We just go to social media.
Yeah.
And we all voice our opinion, and we all participate in the word on the street. And
this is the
so
word
we
on
like
the
to
street.
catalog that a little bit, and that's one of the things we like to do on this show. And if you like to see all that, then you should hit that like button and subscribe for sure, because that is a true value proposition for y'all out there.
Thank you.
All right, well, welcome to the X-Files, and with that said, I will say once again, Happy New Year, Chicago Bears fans. And official X channel here for the Bears saying Happy New Year right around midnight, according to this. And
nice.
It has been quite a year for Chicago Bears fans, starting last January with the hiring of head coach Ben Johnson, who promised to come in here and change things. And boy, oh boy, has he sure as hell done that. The Bears are going to the playoffs, and it's been a hell of a season. You know, we started 0-2, turned it all around. We're now 11-5 heading into the final game of the season. Do you have a favorite Bears memory of 2025? The Bears are asking. I'm going to ask you, Nika. Do you have a favorite Bears memory from this past year?
There's a lot to start with, because the season has been up and down a lot.
Hey, that's a good thing for a team.
Sure. But I will go with the more current or recent one, I should say.
Recency bias.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. The 35-point shootout against the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, you went with a loss.
Well,
as
I went
your
with the loss. But
favorite memory.
because it wasn't necessarily about the loss. It
Bold
was
move.
it was about the game.
It was about the game. Yeah, I understand. I do understand where you're coming from. It was a very memorable watch.
Memorable. Yes, exactly. And it hasn't happened like this, that the teams traded punches back and forth. So that's what I remember the most.
Yeah, we've been together, I think, 13 years plus now. And this almost actually 14 years at the end of this month will be when we met. Yeah, I know. I'm the math wizard here when it comes to years. But I don't remember a Bears game like this in the whole time we were together, let alone my entire life history.
I don't remember.
And so it does stand out as just a fun, because the Bears showed that they can play in a game like that, where I don't think they ever have. And
I don't recall any game like this in the recent memory or Bears history.
Exactly.
So-
And the fact that it was on the road, and
Yeah.
it just shows a lot of mental toughness for this team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. My favorite memory is going to go back to the NFL draft. And when Seth Rollins came out and got that reaction out of the Green Bay crowd. It was so fun just to have that little moment. And then, of course, Bears social media showed like Ryan Poles and some of the other guys in the Bears war room, in the draft room, and they're talking about like how their kids love this guy and stuff. It was a really fun moment that got captured. Let's look at the current playoff seedings here, Nika. Wow. The Bears hold on to the number 2 seed even after that loss to San Francisco because the Packers phoned it in. They lose to the Ravens last week at home in Green Bay. So this kind of sets up everything becoming somewhat meaningless here. The only thing that's on the line is whether the Bears are going to finish second or finish third. And I said meaningless, but that's not exactly meaningless because they could either wind up playing Green Bay, or if they fall to the 3 seed, they might play the LA Rams.
Yeah. And who would you pick if you had a choice?
You know, this is becoming a little bit of a question on here. Ben Johnson, first of all, says the Bears are playing to win this game. So he wants to be the number 2 seed. And that means you're going to play Green Bay.
Yes.
So I don't think the Bears should run away from the Packers anymore.
I don't think so.
I don't want them to, at least. That's not who I want them to be. I don't want them to be like, well, you know, if we don't play the Packers, it's not the worst thing. It's like, no.
They got to take care of their business first, but it's easier to go with the devil that you know versus the one you don't. And the Packers are right there. You know the Packers.
Oh, yeah. And really, do you want to go to Philadelphia in round 2?
No.
No. Philadelphia, by the way, is supposedly resting their starters against Washington. And it's been said that they're conceding the number 2 seed to the Bears. And it's like, I don't want to play that game. I would take care of your business.
Exactly. Whether that's true or not, it has no impact right now on the Bears-Lions game. They still got to go out there and show up and play the game.
Yeah.
What happens
if they are conceding it, then just go out there and frickin' take it. You know, go and take it from them and let them come here in the second round of the playoffs if we make it there and have to deal with Soldier Field in round 2 and be like, haha, you should have challenged us for it.
Okay.
That's all. Make them regret it when it gets to that point.
Absolutely.
But I don't really have a preference, honestly, when it comes to who we ultimately wind up playing. I guess the Rams scare me a lot more offensively. And the way we've been getting gutted lately, I think our defense gets a lot of praise because of the takeaways. But when you look at the rest of the stats, they're not necessarily near the top of the league at all.
No,
in fact, they're more near the bottom.
Yes, they got gaping holes in there.
And we get gashed and give up a lot of yards. So when you talk about the Bears playing the Lions this week, that's, you know, for me, it's a couple things, but we'll talk about that in the keys to victory. I do want to talk about Caleb Williams because he's come up a lot this week and he's become a big topic of conversation heading into the final week because he can make some history, Nika. One is, has Caleb broken on through and become a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? But also, he has a chance to make Chicago Bears history, both to become their franchise single season passing leader and also their first ever 4,000 yard in a season passer. He's got the chance to do both, you know, because he can break the single season Bears record without reaching 4,000. He only needs 108 yards to do that. He needs 270 though to reach 4,000, and he does not average that per game, folks. He's around 225. So it's come up in the media, of course, and everyone's talking about it. DraftKings is talking about it.
Bleacher Report,
ESPN is talking about it. Pro Football Talk is talking about it. The Score, of course, is talking about it. Here's Brad Biggs on The Score this morning talking about it. Marquee Sports in Chicago wrote this column this week. This was Nicholas Moriano, I guess. Is that how you say his last name? Sorry, I wanted to say Moreno, but I want to say it right. Moriano. Ben Johnson should prioritize Caleb Williams being Bears' first 4,000-yard quarterback. And I just want to ask the question, Nika, do you think that the Bears should prioritize this stat this week? Should Ben Johnson make it a priority in this game to get Caleb Williams to 4,000 yards this season?
No. The priority should be to win the game. The 4,000 yards, historic, whatever it is, should come as a win, as a prize at the end of the winning game.
A conjunction prize almost.
Yeah.
It's like we should win the game and we should do it
while we have the game.
And get this milestone done too. Like,
why can't we have both?
I think we should have both. I wouldn't be shocked, however, if Ben Johnson tried a couple of strikes early on in this game
to see if he can get it early,
just to see if we can't like scratch off a few yards early in this game and be like, oh, 5 minutes have gone by and we only need 200 yards now. It's almost like a whole game.
But you can't focus on that.
I know, but at the same time, you want to score early in the game too.
Absolutely.
So it's not like it shouldn't be a part of the game plan.
It should be, but it shouldn't be a priority. I'd rather have the number 2 seed versus number 3 seed and win the game. And while you're winning, get those milestones.
Caleb Williams agrees, and Ben Johnson said it's not the priority this week. Caleb Williams agreed with him and said it would be cool if we got it done. I do think he's going to get the 108 yards, barring any, God forbidden injury here. Mm-hmm. But, he should easily eclipse 108 yards in this game through the air. I don't think we should prioritize 270. That really hasn't been the Bears' MO to victory this year. In fact, last week was the first time he had over 300 yards passing in a game this season. So if it happens, great. I'm here for it. I'll celebrate it and enjoy it. If it doesn't happen, I do think it's going to happen in the future.
Exactly.
And I don't think it should be anything that we all worry or get bent out of shape about.
I think what is the rush?
It's the last week of the season, and there's before this is what they got to talk about this week. Okay. And I feel like it's being just prioritized a little too much.
Gotcha.
However, Caleb was also coming off this game in San Francisco where he just kind of continues to wow and impress people. Mm-hmm. And as you start to look at his season stats here, he's entered into the top 10 when it comes to touchdown passes and fewest interceptions and even passing yards with 3,730. He's like 8th in the NFL right now. So people are asking the question, is Caleb Williams now a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? We already talked about this. The one thing that I guess I wanted to talk about in addition to it, you have more people now entering into that conversation. NFL Game Day posted their top list of top 10 QB rankings, and this is via Nick Shook, who does this list for them for the NFL Network and for NFL Game Day. Caleb Williams up 6 points this week into the number 8 spot. I mean, that tells you he has not been thought of as a top 10 quarterback this whole entire season until the final week of the season. Mm-hmm. And we've been talking about this, especially in the last few weeks. This kid can still get better right now. Mm-hmm. Every day, every game is an opportunity for him to go out and improve and learn something and grow.
Absolutely.
And I want to talk about what Mike Florio said on The Score this week when he went on there and he kind of leapfrogged everybody into this conversation when he said Caleb Williams will be regarded as a top 5 quarterback. And he said this is going to happen in the next 12 to 18 months.
Okay, so next year, basically.
I would say, towards the end of next year and towards the beginning of maybe the 2027 regular season is when we're going to start to see Caleb Williams enter like the peak performance window and, start to crack into that top 5. And that means we're going to crush 4,000 yard seasons. That means we're going to crush 30 passing touchdowns in a season. And, the interception numbers are going to be low. The completion percentage is probably going to be a little bit higher than it's been. A lot of these things that people talk about are just going to happen naturally. And I think I'm at the point now where I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the show. And having said that, I guess the only other real big topic to figure out is what the hell is Caleb Williams' nickname going to be, or nicknames, because that's what's really important according to Danny Parkins, everybody.
Oh, geez.
If you love Caleb Williams and The Matrix, boy, do I have the commentary for you. This was my media blunder of the week, folks.
Oh, okay.
And I feel bad a little bit, Danny, and I'm gonna rib you a little bit on this one, but I feel bad about it because you did, rightfully so, destroy Mark Grody for his take about whether Caleb should be signed to a 10-year extension right now and be the quarterback through 2034. You were spot on about that. I agree with you. However, Caleb Williams already has 3 nicknames. 3 Superman. This one he had before he was ever drafted by the Bears. Since he's now joined the Bears, he's been referred to as Houdini by multiple TV personalities, and he had a black and white video montage of him escaping the pocket as the great Houdini put out by Bears social media.
Sure.
He has also been referred to by NFL Twitter as the Iceman. So that's 3. He doesn't need another one just forced upon him arbitrarily. So when you put out this commentary this week about Caleb Williams and The Matrix and about how he's the one because he's the quarterback that we've been searching for our entire lives. Look, I'm 44. I understand what you're saying. I also understand The Matrix and that it's not culturally relevant anymore because it came out the year I graduated from high school. Yeah.
Caleb wasn't alive?
Caleb Williams wasn't alive when The Matrix came out. And yet, I just feel like this one is a bit of a reach. I don't like it. People want Top Gun in 2025. They don't want The Matrix.
As good as the movie was.
If The Matrix was culturally relevant, then he would have gotten anointed the one over the Iceman. But it's not the case, my friend. You got to be more culturally in tune with your awareness.
100%.
This is not the time and the place for The Matrix. This is the time and the place for Top Gun and
the Iceman.
It's a time. I got a need for speed, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, and the game is as such. It's a lot faster.
I like the speed on those passes, by the way, to Colston Loveland in the end zone when we get the 49ers to jump off sides and get a free play.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of speed I like, everybody. What do you think? Is the one a good nickname or a bad nickname for Caleb?
Awful.
It's awful, right?
It's awful.
It's terrible. All right. The Bears play on Sunday, everybody, and let's talk about it. Let's get this injury report going underway.
All right.
And we're going to start this injury report off with some very sad news, Nika.
Oh, no.
Noah Sewell, Bears linebacker, he suffered an Achilles tear during the 49ers game, and he has been placed on injured reserve for the rest of the season. It's not all necessarily doom and gloom for the Bears, as this will give a big opportunity to DeMarco Jackson, who was recently against the Browns NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Okay.
And there's actually been people calling for him to see more field time. He didn't get one snap against the 49ers. Ironically.
Oh.
So maybe this is a good opportunity for him to flex some muscle and be like, I should have been out here. Every injury is an opportunity, even for the biggest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even for the Chiefs quarterback right now. Other notes for the Bears, if you look at the full injury report here from Wednesday and Thursday, haven't seen Fridays yet, Rome Odunze is still not practicing. Now, the Bears' official website listed him as a limited participant, even though the Twitter communications here from Bears communications account listed him as a do not practice. This was on Wednesday only.
Okay.
It has since been changed to did not practice on both days on both sources. So I'm pretty sure Rome has not been practicing secretly or anything like that. It's possible he was doing some testing on his foot that got mistaken for him practicing. But nevertheless, he is not out there, and he will certainly not be out there probably today when they hit like in full equipment.
So unlikely for him to play.
Unlikely. Now, the only other interesting note here is that the flu bug looks like it has hit Jonah Jackson. That, of course, ravaged our team last week heading into San Francisco. And so the fact that he's the only one listed here on Thursday means hopefully by Sunday he'll be good to go. Luther Burden III was a full participant in practice on Thursday after being limited Wednesday. This is, of course, after he was carted off the field, according to the press, after Sunday Night Football. He told the media afterwards that he was tired, and then he left it all out on the field. And okay, I'm fine with that. If we can chariot you back into the locker room, no worries. But everything appears to be good. Also, Olamide Zaccheaus, who has been out with illness, he's been practicing in full the last 2 days, so we will have him back. That'll be helpful without Rome Odunze out there against the Lions for this final game. Almost back to full strength on the receiving end, though. Ozzy Trapillo, though, showed up on the injury report with a knee and a quad injury. I'm not too concerned here, although that is a troublesome spot for an offensive lineman, I think. Just in general.
Yeah.
You need to be strong on your legs and have a strong base. And so I'm a little bit concerned, but I wouldn't say it's too alarming right now because he's been practicing limited the last 2 days.
So he might be questionable.
He might be questionable come game time. Now, this would mean, of course, Theo Benedict would be next up, I believe, on the totem pole for the linemen. And he was, of course, the one that was sharing or at least carrying the load to start the season. I think Ozzy's a better lineman. The Bears may choose to hold him out, though, of this game to make sure he's 100% for that Week 1 playoff game and not, risking getting banged up even further and missing that game. All right, now we can look at the Lions really quick, and there's not a lot to get to here, Nika. You will notice, though, as you look up and down the list, that they are a lot more banged up than the Bears are. So we'll have to wait and see how that affects anything on their end in their game. That's it for my injury report. The only thing I would mention is Amon-Ra St. Brown, the wide receiver star for the Detroit Lions. He did not practice Wednesday. He was limited on Thursday, so just keep an eye on him. He's got a knee-ankle issue going on. I expect he will play. If he's limited on a Thursday, I wouldn't get any hopes up that he's going to not play in this game, especially against Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is the injury report for this Week 18 matchup between the Bears and the Lions at Soldier Field. And it is time now to turn our attentions to the keys to victory. And that is Kenny's keys, and that's me. All right. Well, my first key for this week, Nika, is that the Bears need to reestablish their team identity on offense this week. The Bears against the 49ers and against the Packers the week before, and not since the Browns game, I guess, have not been getting off to a good start offensively with the ball. If you remember against Green Bay at home, their first two possessions were 3 and outs, and they punted. Against the 49ers the other night, 2 3 and outs, and they punted. It wasn't until after the score had become 14-7 49ers that the Bears offense got going and allowed them to get into that shootout. And, obviously they are capable. We saw them do it against the 49ers on Sunday, so they can do it. We saw them turn it on really late against the Packers. This is our last regular season opportunity to show some consistency, and we need to score early, and we need to score often against the Lions. So we need to build an early lead and then let our running game go to work. That is my first key to victory for this game. Another thing that's been really relevant the last 2 weeks is that the Bears are losing the time of possession battle in the first half of games. And I would like to see that flip, especially against the Lions here, because they're very similar to the Niners, as we're going to see. They have offense, everybody. They will score on you. And so that's why I definitely want to see the Bears, get off to an early, sharp start here. And that goes for Caleb Williams, too. I want to see him sharp as he chases down this history. There's got to be pressure on him going into this game, to get that yardage. And
that's all.
It's not an excuse. The Bears need a win. So focus on that, and everything else will happen with it. My biggest advice in all of this is to continue to work Colston Loveland and Luther Burden III, everybody, because right now, they have been Caleb Williams' best friend on this team. And let's also protect Caleb Williams while we're at it, because if we do want him to get this pass record, he's going to have to drop back and pass, and the Lions will bring it, everybody. The Lions have a little bit of a pass rush here. They are ranked 4th in the NFL with 48 total defensive sacks. That's compared to the Bears being 21st. And we know that the Bears
Don't have
are
it.
in the bottom third of the NFL when it comes to bringing pressure, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the
Not
Lions.
the case for the Lions.
Right,
the Lions
right.
in the top 5. And so a good test for the Bears offensive line here, I think, to protect Caleb Williams and let him get that record.
Sure.
Both for the Bears and for the 4,000.
And the Lions will try to exploit this weakness.
Oh, yeah. They will be coming. And that's another thing. In a game like this that's meaningless for the Lions, just be careful. I know Ndamukong Suh is no longer there, but you don't want a cheap shot on Caleb.
You
So
don't.
it's actually a game where the line should be on extra awareness. On defense, key point number 2, I have a similar story here in a sense. I feel like the defense needs to reestablish its identity a little bit. They've been getting burned so much on defense. So I would like to see the defense sort of, reestablish their identity and challenge themselves while playing against the Lions offense that still can be very dangerous. As we look at this, they are 3rd in the NFL in points per game to our 10th. 28.9. They score almost 2.5 more points than us per game, Nika. They also put up 370 yards a game to our 375. So we do get a lot of yardage. These, we have those shootout moments. And I think if we had played like we've been playing the last few weeks, the whole season, I think our points per game would be higher. I think that started to come a little bit. But this is a Lions offense that will put up points on you. I don't doubt that they're going to score some points on Sunday, Nika.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a high-scoring game, most likely.
I guess along with this on the Bears defense, I would like to see them play clean. I don't want to see the personal foul penalty flags coming out. I don't want to see the dumb pass interference calls. I know that there's bad calls made by NFL referees every single week in this game. My point is just don't play dumb, and we saw the Bears kind of play outside of their element a little bit during the Green Bay game. They were too amped up. They made some really dumb penalties early on in that game that were legitimate. Just avoid that at all costs, and the rest will take care of itself. The last thing I want to say is Jared Goff has not played very well lately at all.
Well, he's still upset that Johnson left.
He might be. he at least since week 2 when the Bears beat him,
Yeah.
he said, "Now what?"
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a little bit of a story of the Lions season. A little bit is that they got so amped up for that week 2 game against Ben Johnson. It sort of was like they let their guard down. Their adrenaline got worn out, and they failed to capture it back this whole season. They're probably going to want to come in and play a little bit better than they've been playing, and yet I still think that you can't fix what's already broken on that team. They play sloppy. They make stupid penalties with false starts and illegal procedures and illegal motion and all that. That's been happening to the Lions in the 4th quarter of their games lately. So let's just force them into mistakes that they've been making and play our game. And, I do believe if we do that, play self-contained, Jared Goff will turn the ball over to us. The Lions will jump off sides or do an illegal motion or have an illegal man downfield or more.
Yeah.
Multiple penalties. We've seen it happen. So let them beat themselves a little bit too. And then lastly, my last key to the game is to be ready for another shootout, folks. Our defense has not looked great, as we mentioned. And as much as I want to see them play better, and it's a part of my keys to victory, I guess the backup plan is to plan for the worst.
Well, yeah.
We just haven't been able to put any pressure on the opposing quarterback. And, again, Jared Goff is the kind of guy that if you allow that to happen to, he will pick you apart.
Yes.
Just like Brock Purdy does, just like Jordan Love or Malik Willis does, apparently. And it's just becoming a theme of the season that a lot of Bears fans are already wanting and looking ahead to the draft and which defensive end edge rusher we're going to take and yada, yada. I get it, but we're not just there yet. And I can't allow myself to do that. I can't keep it in the future, and I got to focus on the now and in the present. And so having said that, having spoken about how good Jared Goff can be and will take advantage of us, this is a great, actually, playoff type test for the Bears. And I hope the coaching staff uses it as such for their defense. Challenge your defense against Jared Goff. Be like, this is not going to get any easier from here, folks. It's
Right.
not. Is this an opportunity for us to test out some blitz packages? I'm still torn on whether they should just play the zone defense and bring the blitzes in the playoffs and save them, or if they need to like test it out in a game or whatnot. Let us know what you think. Do you think the Bears should save some of these exotic blitz schemes for later on, or do you think they should show them off on film to the Lions and go after Jared Goff?
All right.
Are you ready to talk about the odds and ends?
Sure.
All right.
What are the odds? Other than the high-scoring game, potentially.
The spread to start with is a solid 3 points on this one, Nika. And I want to give everyone a quick reminder lesson that when Vegas is giving the home team 3 points, it's essentially the same as a push. You know, they're basically saying, I don't know, it's a toss-up.
It's a toss-up.
And, you know, if you're a Bears fan, I don't think you want to hear that. You know, you want to hear emphatic Bears win coming into this game, right? But that's not what we have. And I don't think that's what we're going to get. The money is being put on the Bears right now with a 59-41 split in Vegas. So, yeah, the people, at least the betting people, think the Bears are going to win in this one 6 out of 10 times. The Poly Market agrees. The same split, 59-41%. The point spread is 3 in this game. Now, Poly Market's listing a 2.5 and a 3.5. No 3. The 2.5 point spread favors the Bears. The 3.5 point spread favors the Lions.
It's a toss-up.
It's a really, really close game in the betting markets right now. Now, the over and the under, I want to talk about this really quick because the over-under in Vegas is 50.5 points, and they have 50.5 and 49.5 listed on Poly Market. And this seems really low to me for this game after the Bears-Niners game last week and just kind of
True, but it's a
looking at the
different
similarities.
environment.
It is a different environment. Do you think weather is going to be a factor then? I haven't looked ahead to the Chicago Sunday weather forecast, so shame on me. But yeah, without knowing that information, I'm taking the over in this game.
I will go with over because of what happened with San Francisco.
I just think personally the Lions are going to score 30 points in this game.
Okay, I can buy that.
And I think the Bears are also going to win, which means
They have to go over.
I think it's going to go over 60. And so when they're talking 50.5, I think they're really lowballing it a little bit. I just don't think this is the Saturday night game against Green Bay on the lakefront with the winds and stuff. I feel like this is going to be, you know, Sunday afternoon. Yes, it's a little later. It will be dark when the game ends, but there's going to be some offense in this game. The Lions haven't seen this Caleb Williams. They haven't seen this Bears offensive line. They haven't seen our running game. So, I mean, they have because they used to run it a little bit with Ben Johnson, but they haven't seen us run their running game against them. And I think that gives us the edge. I really do. I'm calling for a lot of offense in this game, Nika.
Okay.
I think the Bears are going to win this game. Final score prediction, 45-37.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. And that means Caleb's going to go over 300 yards and crush the record and reach the 4,000 yard mark. So if you want to put money on that, go for it. You have my permission. Also, the Bears will lock up the number 2 seed and get ready for Green Bay.
I can get behind that.
They will play in the first round of the playoffs. And we will be here talking about all of that as it happens, of course. Nika, I skipped you.
Yeah.
Do you have a prediction for having listened to all of the Vegas odds and the poly markets? What do you think is going to happen in this game?
Bears will win by 38-32.
So you're also going over.
I'm going over, yes, but I don't see going over 40 points. I'm just going to stick with somewhere in the 30s.
Okay, so you called 38-33?
Something like that. 37-33.
I had to get the kickers involved, you know. I couldn't just let them go field goalless.
Oh, yeah, well.
All right.
Yes, the kickers will be involved.
All right, those are our predictions for this week's game. Let us know who you've got winning and what you think the final score is going to be. Do you think that this game is going to go over or under 50.5 points? I'm curious what everyone thinks out there, actually. So please let us know in the comments below. You know the drill. We are going to say farewell and bid you adieu for this final NFL weekend.